No matter how bad things may seem, there is always hope. Even with the drug addictions, and it seems like you will never receive the help you need. Today's show is proof that anyone can turn their life around. Where there's a will, there's a way. Good afternoon and welcome to Bophelong. Mulebati is my name. After his battle with drugs and homelessness, Johannes Caba explains the life he lived on the streets of Durban.
We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked and homeless, but the poverty of being unwanted, unloved and uncared for is much greater poverty. "19-year-old Johannes Caba is a former street kid. The Durban streets were his home, his life, his all. Little did he know that staying in the streets of Point Road would bring him closer to his dream of being a surfer. The young man shared his story with Bophelong.
Kula wami bengihlala noma eGoli yabo uma bekuyena umuntu obengenzela yonke into but abantu bakubo bengabazi kodwa bengitshela ukuthi nginawo ubaba manje ubaba bengamazi because ngihlalile noma engifundisa up until azashona because the time eshona umana ngase ngitshelile vele ukuthi yabo ayisekho enye into engisengayenza sengayiphila yabo.
Young as he was, he vaguely remembers some moments with his mother.
Uma maybe washona ngino 3 years nakhona ngangihleli naye yabo. Into engikhumbulayo nje ukushona nje sihleli naye endlini. Okunye ukuthi wangcwatshwa kanjani yabo. Ngikona ngingasakhumbuli ngoba ngangingekho. Isithombe sakhe nakhona mangisicabanga engqondweni yami inyembezi zangifikele because bekuyena umuntu nje bengithembele kuyena ukuthi yabo uzongikhulisa. Kodwa leso sikhathi asibanga naso because nangobaba amakazi azangitshele ngakho okuningi ngoba niwashona vele ngimncane.
After the death of his mother, everything started looking down.
Kunomngane kamanga le eGoli sasihlala naye wangithatha naye sihambe sihlala nje everywhere yabo endaweni zonke up until sesifike la eThekwini. Nala eThekwini wathola umunye umngane wakhe ngalena wafika wangihlalisa naye umngane wakhe. Ngahlala-ke nakhona ngafunda nalaba ngisusa laba ngisa kaNongoma nakhona kaNongoma futhi ngahlala nje kamnandi nakhona noma impilo nje ibingekho right.
That life wasn't working for him, so he opted for the streets.
Endapha kwami esitradini bengihlala eNandi yabo le nto manje lo muntu ebengihlala naye bekuwumuntu okhonzile ukubhema idakamizwa. Because njalo every yabo nje ebusuku njalo uthi uma mina uthothi ngithume endaweni ekude yabo angisakwazi ukwenza ama homework yabo lo ya engithume yona isidambizo lesebesibhema njalo ebusuku uvusa mina ngihambe nje long distance uthothi ngiyomthengela into ya 5 rand leyafuna ukuyibhema engitshude ngenkani ke up until ke nami ngaze ngabona ukuthi ngeke ngiyimele lempilo. Agcina-ke ngingakhoni ukuhlala khona ngoba bashisa ngisho into zami itifiketi zami ukuthi bayaphuza bayabhema naloya muntu yabo. Hlezi bonakala lapha ngahamba endapha nami sengamosi mase ngithi hayi impilo yami nje sengiyinikela la khona emgaqweni. Ngihlale ePoint, ngahlala eSt George, ngahlala eGreyville, ngahlala koMorningside yabo nje yonke le ndawo ithe ngihlalile ko-workshop.
He explains how life really was on the streets.
Bekunzima nje because uphumula nakhona ubongakutholi ngoba bekukhona nje nabantu abadala kunawe sebethi bekuhluphe nje bekuthathele ngisho uphantile bekuthathele yonke imali ngisho silala nje emgaqweni asilali ngokuthula ngoba siyazi ukuthi khona umetropolis awusifuni neThekwini maybe uzosithatha uyosilahla le ko-Boxstead yabo sibuye ngeenyawo sihlezi usithathele iy'ngubo yabo sigcine nasingasakwazi ukuhlanganisa iy'ngubo silala ngamaplastiki.
He was then introduced to the notorious life of street kids and what they do on a daily: drugs.
Iwunga ngangayibhema nakhona ngangihlala ePhoenix. Ngathola enye place okuthiwa IK na wazama kodwa iwunga mhlawumbe ngayibhema 2 years ngayeka. Ngoba ngayiyeka ngo-2011 ngase ngaqala ukubhema insango, iglue, ogwaya yabo. Bhema iglue nakhona na iglue into ebengiyeke last year ngoba bese ngitshela ukuthi into vele sengiphila ngayo.
And of course, drugs worked hand in hand with putting other innocent people's lives at danger.
Yeah, after sengibhemile bengikhohlwa nje ukucabanga izindaba zasekhaya yabo leyo nto ngizihlanganisela impilo yabo nabangani bethu abanye sasibamba inkunzi sibamba abantu sometimes yabo leyo. Yeah, senza konke nje into engasile ubugebengu khona ngibenzile ngisahlala estradini kakhulu.
And once he got the ins and outs, the hang of it and the easy money, it was difficult to stop. Life in the streets now became a real home to him.
Inkunzi ke bengiyibamba la point inkunzi ngalende ngasema 11 umuntu nje mawukuthi asinawo umese siyakwazi ukuthi sibe bawusuku kodwa sisimbamba ngoba ni umunye fika umshaye ngokhiya azaquleke then bese siyamkhuthuza mayivuka siyamshaya mawukuthi akavuki siyawaleka. Mina bengihlala nezintwana ezincane lapho ngisasha mouse breaking bengihlala ePhoenix ke lapho. Ebusuku nje siyazi ukuthi siyavuka sendaweni ukuthi sesiyazi siyangena futhi sonke nakhona futhi kusuke kunzima ngoba nisuke sifuna imali siqalekile yabo leyo nto ukuze sikhohle nje istress.
Cash made fast and cash spent fast.
Into ebikhokha bekuyikhopha ngoba maybe mhlawumbe nje saka besowenza noma 2000 siubheme wonke. After that ke bese siyakhohlwa masiphelile futhi bekuyinto yosuku nje bekuyimali yosuku nangakusasa futhi siyohlanganisene ngoba besibhema strong. Mawuthi mhlawumbe kade ngiphansi akuhlanganiseki siyahlangana nonova sibatshela ukuthi asiyobamba inkonzo endaweni ukuthi kuze sibe mnandi sikwazi ukuthi sibheme. Shaya abantu ukwazi abantu yona intembi nje ngisayikhumbula okunye hayi.
And after the break, we take a look at how he overcame addiction and turned his life around. Stick around.
How does this extreme heat affect basic conditions of living?
Food spoils more readily, and the risk of food poisoning outbreaks or food poisoning in a household.
Should we experience another heat wave soon, and it's coming?
First sign is always thirst. Thirst is a sign that already your body started to be dehydrated, and that's a very early sign that most people will be able to sort of pay attention to and then act on. That doesn't warrant any serious medical attention. But the minute that you start to feel slightly nauseous, that you start to feel dizzy, that's a sign that you need to stop what you're doing, get out of the sun, get into a cool area, slow down your intensity, get hydrated, cool down.
Join Dr. Sello Mutawung every Saturday from 9 till 10 in the morning.
One other person has been shot dead and another is in a critical condition in hospital.
The CRL has laid charges against controversial televangelist Paseka Mutsoeneng.
More than 1.3 million South Africans have been added in the past 2 registration weekends.
The International Monetary Fund warns that policy uncertainty could dampen economic growth in South Africa.
And all eyes are on the new Bok coach, Alistair Coetzee. He's challenged to keep everyone in the country happy.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with SABC News. Johannes now spends most of his time riding the waves, all with the help of Umthombo street children. Let's find out more about Umthombo and how they found this young man. Take a look.
After trying many attempts of changing his life around, 9 years later, Johannes removed himself from the unacceptable when he was introduced to Umthombo Street Children, which provides psychosocial supports to street children.
Ama-place ngiwahamba mina abe maningi nakhona bengihlupha yabo ngakhombisi nje ngumuntu engimisele ngempilo kodwa kwafika Umthombo last year ngabona ukuthi mina lempilo engiphilayo ayisafani nami. Bazama ukungilungisa until now ngobani i-background yami nje ngeke ngisabuyele emuva nje ukuthi nje ngiyimisele manje ngiqhubeke ngempilo.
And under the care of Umthombo, Johannes has never looked back. Mpendulo tells us more about Umthombo.
Umthombo is a street children organization. It is an NGO that has been formally registered in 2005. The founder was Tom Hewitt, Nkosikazi wakhe uBulela Hewitt. Out of the need in the late 90s and early 2000s, they saw ukuthi they should start an organization that will assist children that found themselves stranded on the street. And from there, it grew from what was called a Durban Street team. And from there in 2005 was legally registered as an NGO with the name of Umthombo Street Children.
He tells us more about Johannes' early days at Umthombo.
Johannes came into us, he was still highly addicted to dagga. Fortunately, there were attempts by other organizations to help him with iwunga and other substance misuse. But when he was with us, he was still highly addicted to dagga. So we had to deal with that, helping him to reduce the intake of dagga. At the same time, he had lots of anger issues. So we had to deal with a lot of social issues within him and also emotional issues in terms of building trust, dealing with the anger that he had long been carrying in his life, and to try and say, beyond your experience, there is life that you can build for yourself. So that's where we are with Johannes at the present moment.
From sniffing glue to riding waves, it's a high of a different kind. How did the passion for surfing develop?
Ngangisefa ngisahlala emgaqweni yabo lonto kodwa noMthombo ngilibele ngikakathandi ukuhlala khona ngilibele ngibalekele kodwa ngisefa until ngize ngibone kulokho ukuthi hayi lempilo engiphilayo asafana nami ukubhema idakamizwa ngoba ziningi idakamizwa ezibhemayo la ngaphandle ngagcina sengibhema nezinye yabo lonto wazama uMthombo wangishintsha. Into ebihlezi yenziwa eMthombo nami ngabona ukuthi hayi sports nami engisithandayo yabo ngibuyele ngisefake until now.
He may not be the best surfer yet, but changing his life around to a different kind of adrenaline is surely remarkable.
Feel nje happy because ngenza into engiyithandayo. Isikhathi engisithandayo futhi into enhle lengenzayo akuseke ngisenze izinto ezibhedayo yabo sekuyinto nje esengithandayo sefenge ngiye.
And what is known as a white man's sport has become Johannes' happy place.
Stay tuned when we return from the commercial break. Johannes shares his passion and talent with other children who live on the streets.
did you go to heaven?
Kelvin is the one who created all this.
What are you fighting over? Us.
If there is 10 million in my account, it will be in the front page the next day.
Do you have 10 million?
Oh, Jesus, hold my hand. Hallelujah.
It's happening right here on Question Time today.
Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on the SABC News Channel.
Welcome back to Bophelong right here on SABC News. Surfing as a sport that promotes social change is often underestimated. Seeing more street kids develop a passion and interest in the sport is a sign that they are looking to better their lives. Take a look.
Johannes has since taken it upon himself to pass on his surfing knowledge to other kids. He may not be a professional surfer as yet, but he has taken an initiative to keep other kids off drugs and off the streets.
Bona kuyinto enhle kumina ukuthi yabo nomunye umuntu umethanda into umfundisi. Because abaningi bake bafike lapha nengane nabazali bazo bafundisele zona.
Johannes has been in the street for some time. Various organizations within the city has worked with Johannes, and eventually that we've worked with him, but he didn't want to engage. And up until last year in August, where he willingly wanted to be assisted and wanted to try. And in our attempts with the social workers, we then realized that his family background information is very minimal, and we could not assist him in being reintegrated back into his own family or to into a community. So we needed to find a way to say, how do we help this young man who's now becoming of age, he's becoming a young adult and doesn't have any kind of like support mechanism to take him forward. So we engaged him in our programs where he regularly was seen by social workers and child and youth care workers up until a level of readiness where he said he wanted to do something meaningful to improve his life and move forward with his life. And that's when we engaged him in our post-16 program, and he's there now. This is the third week that he's been undergoing the program, and he has shown significant progress.
Clearly, surfing has become more than just a passion. Umthombo has become a home for many kids, and like Johannes, we hope to see many of them changing for the better.
Ngalelo langa lele ngiyobonga ngalo kuyobe kuyinto enkulu engingabonga sister, because labantu bangikhiphile umqondo ukuthi yabona nje ngigive up nje ngokwempilo kanjalo, bangibonisa ey'ntweni ey'ningi ngagcina nami sengibona.
When he can, he tries to encourage other boys on the streets.
Abanye ngiye ngibatshele kodwa manje inkinga yabo kuseyilezi dakamizwa because nabo abakayitsheli nje ukuthi bengayiyekela. Baningi ngiyabazi ngihlezi ngibabona. Futhi noma ngihamba nje ngibabona noma yikephi. Angamtshela nje ngimgqugquzele ngokwempilo noma nje abaningi ngihlezi ngibatshele kodwa nabo bethathe ngazuthi bayangizwa yabo mahleli kodwa umuntu mayesengaphandle suke sekhohliwe yona yonke le nto. Kodwa masumbuza ngakusasa ukuthi ubutheni akusekho emqondweni.
Being a beginner is not always easy, but practice makes perfect. And at the level Johannes is going, he is headed for stardom. No pressure, but Bophelong looks forward to seeing Johannes at surfing championships in the near future.
Indeed, no pressure. And that's it for today. Remember that every second is a chance to change your life around. Till next week, take care. Bye-bye.